Hi guys, this is Shilpa Raidas and a very warm welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today I have got a very special video for you where I'm going to share with you the story of the time where I felt at my lowest self and what is it that changed that time and what is it that I did to come out of that lowest self. I would say that it's quite the time because a lot of things changed after that. And I'm kind of grateful for that time, to be very honest, for the person I am today. So let's talk about it. When I say lowest time, I think it rings a bell in your mind too, right? Because in everyone's life, no matter what's our status, what's our age, what place we are at, and what place we are at in our life, everyone experiences a time when they feel at their lowest self. That time came in my life too. When I questioned every decision that I made, when I questioned every relationship that I had, every friendship that I had, when I was also blamed. I had to hear hurtful things. And I said extremely hurtful things myself. I just wanted to dissolve where I was. And I just wanted to be in that lamenting, pathetic state. It kind of felt like, it kind of felt safe to be pathetic. You are at your lowest self. You just want to be more and more low. That kind of a time. So, what I feel is we humans, we kind of live our life in three stages. One is when we go through things, life is happening, and we don't really think about it. I mean, that's a beautiful time in itself. And then we start feeling things, we start observing things, but we still don't do anything about it at the second stage. And there comes a time in our life when there needs to be a shift. There needs to be a shift in paradigm, the way we are living, when nature calls for us to be raised to a more higher vibrational state. And naturally, we feel things and we feel deeply that time. And we also want to bring about that change. So, life doesn't happen to you and chooses you to succumb to all those bad circumstances. Sometimes it is you going through the third phase because you have realizations. So, yes, I had my time too when I felt at my lowest self. And there were times and there were waves of feeling high and low in life. I'm a person who feels, and I feel in depths and heights. And when don't, I just don't. And I have lived my life in the don't phase for a long time. But right now, I'm in the feeling stage, which I'm very, very grateful for because I would say I'm evolving as a person. Feeling stage for things that needs the feels and attentions, by the way, not just everything. Okay, so yeah, that time came when I felt at my lowest self, when I questioned everything, when I looked at my life and I felt everything was wrong, everything was low, and everything was bad. But something different happened. Thanks to my knowledge and my growing knowledge in spirituality, at least I'm able to understand one thing, that everything that I see outwardly, all my experiences, is my inner reflection. So let me keep everyone and everything aside. Let me just reflect on my life by looking as a third person, by just looking at me. That's what I thought. And that thought led to another thought. Let me scrutinize everything in my life now so that I make it right. There was a sense of spirituality and there was a sense of practicality merging together. And so I took a pen and paper and I sat down. I sat down the entire day and I scrutinized 10 years of my life. So, what I did first is I thought of every feeling that hurts me, or I feel guilty for, or I feel bad for, or that angers me, or that angsts me, or that whatever, that has brought me down to feeling the culmination of the feeling of lowest self. And then I thought about what scenario in the past has led me to this feeling. Like, let's talk about anger as an example. Some people are angry, and when we really like look into their life, there is always some story or some scenario which led them to be that certain way. And that's why people go to therapies and they talk to someone, they resonate things, they clarify their inner self, their healing, you know and when that goes away, the outward anger also goes away. So the same way, I was kind of like a therapist to myself that day, where I scrutinized everything, each and every story that was unsatisfactory, where I felt I could have done things differently. I mean, there are people who will think that why do we need to do that? It's the past. We don't need to go to the past. But I'm amongst those people who think that it is always advisable to go to the past and see it through a different spectacle and then come out as a different person in your current now. Don't live in the regret, but be a different person for the current now. And the very important step, the last step, what was my state of mind that time that led to that decision and that led to that emotion after that? And how I can change that state of mind now. That was the catch. That was the analysis that I wanted, and I did it. And for the 10 years, I came down to only 6 golden rules. I call it golden rules, by the way. So, yeah, let's call it that. 6 things. I'm not going to share all of it. Okay, I'll share like 2. Okay, so that we can discuss it, wherein you can also place yourself in the scenario and you'll be able to make your own golden rules. So, I'm going to set an example for you. So, I have written one of them is think. Stop and think always who is right for you, and make friends and relations only accordingly. Don't live blindly. This is a big one. So, many scenarios, many occurrences where we feel that why was I blind? Now, when we don't go back home and think that what is the intent of the person? What is the intent of that friend? Is that person really my friend? Okay, when we don't go back home, when we don't sit with ourselves and think, we just live blindly. This is happening, that is happening, chalo, let's just go with the flow. Right, we all are just living in the flow and going with the flow in our life. Actually, all we need to do is sit for 2 minutes and think. Sit back at home, alone time, and think about the people whom you're currently dealing with, whom you're currently sharing your experiences with. Are they really good for you? Are they really right for you? Are you guys vibrating on the same level? Do you guys share the same depth? Okay, and that will only give you the answer to what you are supposed to do with that certain relation or friendship. So there were many times when I just lived blindly. I just went for it. Just check my mic. So, and that's why I wrote this. Don't live blindly. Because you don't live blindly, you don't reach those scenarios which is regretful, and then you don't come across that emotion which will haunt you later in the future, right? Another one which is very generic, but it's a big one for all of us. Have a plan in life, have a well thought over purpose in life. So I always believed that I was pretty good at whatever I put my hands at. I still believe it. But what if that was with a twist of a plan? I have my plans now. I've been having it for quite a few years. But yes, I could have had it from way back then, from when I started to think about all of this. And I would have been at a different, uh, I would have probably been a more different personality at a more different place. These are not regrets. This is not a book of regret. This is a book of scrutiny, that what you are feeling now, that's coming on as a shadow self time and again. What led to that, and what can probably be changed. Now, yes, we get experiences and we grow mature in life. But according to me, this is something like taking 20 steps, loop or jump to maturity. We have our goals, but that goal should also have a purpose. That's what I'm talking about. And I felt that in many scenarios of my life, I did not have a purpose. I was just living. And yeah, I would like to share one more with you. Have control over your thoughts and emotions at all times. Again, very generic, very basic. But this, what I have written, is after scrutinizing many scenarios in my life. So when I wrote it, I actually felt the depth of it. It's not like reading a quotation on a picture or hearing a YouTube video where I'm just listening to those words. It is about getting that cut and having the pain of that cut and writing down your lesson. It felt deep. That's why I suggest you, if you're feeling at your lowest right now, or if you have felt at your lowest at any point, or you were attracted to this video because you resonate with a point of your life where you felt at your lowest, then pick up a book, pick up a pen and paper, and write down every emotion that you are not happy with, and think of what stories attached to that emotion, and pick up your lesson from that story. So what I did is, after I wrote this, it's been quite some time, I started reading it every single day. I make it a point that I read it at least once a day, and I remember it as I'm going through my day. I'm trying to make my decisions, I'm trying to have my goals, I'm just living my humanly life. And I feel it has radically, tremendously, beautifully brought a change in my life. It's just made me a better person. And that calmness and that thoughtfulness and that peace has come with it. As soon as I finished writing it, I saw hope and positivity. I saw that there was goodness now. I saw that I did something worthwhile. I mean, who sits down and scrutinizes 10, 15 years of their life, right? We don't do that often. Try it once, you're going to feel good about yourself. And if you don't feel like, even that's fine. But whenever you do feel like later in your life, this is going to be helpful to you. And the other twist is that this conclusion is because of the happenings that happened in our past, right? But what about healing internally? What about healing the trauma, the pain, the angst that is inside you because of all these things? How about that? What about healing your love, your peace, your life, your relationships? When I picked up this book and I wrote things down, I felt that everything will change now. But see the beauty of it. As soon as I was done with this, because of that clarity that it made in my mind, because of me writing down my golden rules, immediately that clarity brought another clarity to me. Like, I instantly knew that I have to heal my inner self also. If I want to be 360 degrees completely happy with my life, and I want that complete change in my life. And that, I'm going to share with you in my video tomorrow. I do two specific things. One that helps me manifest everything that I want to manifest in my life. And it works like magic. And the second thing, it helps me heal myself and heal every relationship in my life. Be it someone I don't talk to, be it someone I talk to, anyone whatsoever, all kinds of relationships or all kinds of people. It can also beautify me, heal anything that's in my body. I'm talking about healing in every way. And after starting to do that and this, I feel so different now. I calm, at peace. I feel bubbly. I feel young. I feel beautiful. I just feel fulfilled. And at the same time, I feel achievement. I feel ambition. I feel success. I feel encouragement. I feel fire within me. So, yes, please go ahead and write your golden rules. Okay? Give it time, give it thoughtfulness. And for inner healing, come back to my video tomorrow and I'm going to share with you those two beautiful, amazing things that I do to heal myself internally. That's all we need. I would say that, at least for starters, that's all that we need. I hope you had a good time in this video. I hope that it brought back scenarios for your life, because that is my main goal. I was going through my cupboard and I came across this diary, and when I read it, I instantly knew that I have to make a video on this. And I'm happy that I did it today. So yeah, this is Shilpa Raidas, and do subscribe to my channel and click on the bell notification so that you get a notification every time my video is up. And I'm going to see you tomorrow with my two inner healings things that I do. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for your time. I love you. Take care of yourself. Yeah. Mwah. Bye.